Enzo Timberman here. Walk us through your week at Loretta Lynn's ranch.
Yeah, it was a really good week for me. Won 5 out of 6 motos, and won 2 titles, both 250 Pro Sport and Open Pro Sport. So perfect way to go out. I think this was my last Loretta's, so happy with both titles.
You know what's next from here?
Not yet.
Maybe we'll see you at Ironman for.
I'll be at Ironman. I'm not sure yet if I'm racing national or the combine.
And then walk us through the week, because I feel like you had a little bit of. You were charging through the field. You had a moto with the Lightning, had it canceled. You hit your face on the bar, like a little bit ups and downs, but man, you just fought through adversity, right?
Yeah. So first moto had to come through the pack and still won it, and then second moto 450, I started really good, and then I got into the lead, and then crashed about halfway through the moto, split my chin open right there, and still was able to win the moto. Went and got stitches before the next moto, and then went out and won the 250 moto, coming from behind. And then the last moto, or my moto yesterday, sorry, I didn't have a good start, and I was sitting 1-1, and came back to win the last moto to sweep that class. And then today I hole shot, my first ever hole shot at Loretta's, and then led every lap.
There you go. Ended with a good one, right?
Yeah.
What? I think it was yesterday you were battling with Landon Gordon, and you had to scrub bits in the middle of the field.
Yeah. So
walk us through that pass. That was awesome, man. That was cool.
Yeah, I went through the sand, railed the outside, got right on him, and then outside the next corner, and then scrubbed by him on the jump. So that's pretty cool.
What was it like battling with those guys? Kade Johnson was up there. Your teammate Landon Gordon was up there.
Yeah.
Landon Gibson was up there. I feel like there was just so many guys that are fast in that class. What was it like battling with those guys? It was fun for us to watch. How was it being in the battle?
Yeah, some heavy hitters in there for sure, and not getting a good start didn't help me in a few motos, and it was pretty tough to pass those guys. They're all quick, and they all got pretty good endurance, so it was tough to get around everybody, but we made it happen.
And then going back to last year, like, are there things you learned last year that you could apply this year? Like you said, your final go at the ranch, so things you learned last year in that class for the first time?
Yeah, last year was kind of a rougher year at the ranch here. I think I got 6th overall in 250 Pro Sport, and was sitting 4th in Open Pro Sport and DNF last moto, so definitely a rough week last week and much better this week.
And then the Horizon Award, you just got that a few minutes ago. Has it sunk in yet? Does it feel like are the emotions hitting you yet, or is it still just kind of fresh?
Actually, I wasn't even thinking about the Horizon Award when I came here. I was just coming here. I wanted to win when I came here, and then the Horizon Award just came with that, so a nice cherry on top.
Yeah, I think you said on the podium you just wanted moto wins.
Yeah.
So you got moto wins, 2 titles. Yeah, it was an awesome week. I guess highlight of the week off the track. I know you did well on the track. Highlight of the week off the track.
Definitely hanging out the first couple days I got here. It was super cool. Met a lot of new people, so that was cool.
And then I think Drew Adams and you now back-to-back Cowie guys.
Yep.
Did you look up to Drew as a teammate, as a friend? And kind of what's it like to have back-to-back Horizon Awards for Cowie now?
Yeah, it's good for them for sure. Cowie has won it the last 2 years. I wouldn't really say I look up to Drew. I race him a lot. We're cool though off the track, but definitely somebody I want to beat.
All right, Kade Johnson here. Walk us through your week at Loretta Lynn's ranch.
Progression. The first moto, the suspension was a little bit way too soft. We adjusted that, and since then I've just been growing and slowly being better. Analyzing footage and parts on the track where I was slower, and one of the small victory, but it's a big victory to me, is all the places that I was losing time, I started gaining time, and so that directly correlated my result. My total results were 7, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2 in that order. So, and then the second to last moto, I was leading until the very last lap, and I had a flat tire halfway through the moto. So, if that didn't happen, I would like to believe that I would have got the moto win. But it's just it was a good week. It was a good week for me learning. I'm going out a way better rider than I was going in, and we're gonna try to keep the ball rolling into Ironman.
Yeah, you mentioned being a way better rider. I feel like even the last 7 months this year, you've taken a huge step in SMX Next and everything. What can you contribute that to? Is there anything specific, or just kind of just building and learning and keeping, like you said, progressing?
Mainly all the people around me. BJ Burns helped me a lot with technique and get on the big bike, and then the dog pound people, everyone over there. I grew a lot, and so for a while there, I was a little bit sluggish on the bike, if you will. and I had to learn how to use, and I'm still learning how to use my height to my advantage. So it's just learning all that stuff and the people all around me and helping me become the best Kade Johnson I can be.
Yeah, and you mentioned kind of the sections where you were a little bit slower in the beginning of the week, you got better. Is there anywhere specifically you can point to on the track that you noticed you were better at the end of the week?
Well, for one, in practice and the first race, I wasn't hitting any of the jumps really. And then I had 5 jumps on my to-do list. And the second race, I hit all 5 of them. So those were the first one. And then the difference between the middle of the week and the end of the week, surprisingly, I would analyze someone that's faster than me, like a second a lap faster than me. I'm like, where's this? And I'm beating him everywhere else. And it was literally just scrubbing the jumps. And it was, I mean, it's crazy. But in the last few motos, I started scrubbing those jumps, and I was right there. So it was mainly scrubbing the jumps and a few sections like jumping a bump or something like that, just to conserve a little bit of energy and standing through a corner, going slower to go faster pretty much. So that helped out a lot.
Yeah, I feel like yesterday you mentioned the moto, really good start, lead a lot of laps, looked really good, lap times looked solid, and you had the flat tire. Obviously frustrating to lose there at the end. I guess, was it, from us, it was fun to watch because you guys are kind of going back and forth, but a little bit of frustration afterwards at the end of the moto, right? Just because you were so close and weren't able to finish it.
Yeah.
What was it like? You mentioned battling with the flat tire. Do you have any idea what caused it? Was it just a freak thing? And then just what was it like riding through that and kind of adapting a little bit and just kind of dealing with it, I guess?
Yeah, I don't know what caused it. To be honest, my mechanic said it was a pinch flat, so it could have been from a lot of different things. Who knows? But it was a fluke thing. I mean, I don't think I could have done anything different to not cause it, and I don't think my mechanic could have done anything different. So, but once it happened, I was like, oh my gosh, like let me just be as smooth as I can. Luckily, Loretta's has some good ruts, so I was able to get on it in the ruts, but I couldn't hit any of the jumps really, and it was squirrely in a lot of sections. And if a lapper wouldn't move out of the way, it was hard to get around him because I can't turn on a dime. So it was just learning and adapting that. And once Enzo got on me, I was given everything that tire had. I mean, the tube was bunched up in one side. It was not good whatsoever. So just learning how to ride, and I adapted quite well, to be honest. I had to be really smooth with the throttle, and it might be good practice for whenever I'm in the pros and I have a flat tire and I'm trying to conserve a championship. So it's just learning those things, and unfortunately, I did get past, which was kind of like, why me? But I mean, at the end of the day, someone had a plan for me, so I'm gonna take the positives out of it.
Yeah, so you're still leaving here like head held high and everything. It was a pretty good week for you, right?
Yeah, and the progression, and then I'm excited for for Ironman and the SMX next is whatever the Super Motocross Championships, and then yeah, I'm really excited for what the future holds, and just keep getting better, go back to train, and then I'm motivated to do awesome, and yeah.
So what's next for you? Ironman Combine, or do you know what's going on the next couple weeks?
Actually, I don't. We were discussing that. I don't know if we're going to race the Ironman Combine, Ironman Pro National, what we're going to do. We're trying to decide what's best for the rider development, Kade Johnson, and trying to see what's best for trying to get Kade Johnson a ride. So we're kind of balancing those two acts and getting as much information from people that we trust and people that we know that we can. But the plan is maybe race an Ironman Pro National, Ironman Combine, and then I'm going to race the SMX next things for the finals. So, yeah.
So we'll see it Ironman either way, I guess.
Yeah, we'll be at Ironman. We will be at Ironman 100%.
And so you mentioned the dog pound. I know you're fairly new to there. Did you have any feedback from those guys at all during this week? Did they reach out to you at all? Did you have any communication with them? Or were you just focused in, locked in here and kind of doing your own thing?
Well, first off, I had input from so many amazing people, sponsors. I mean, BJ Burns was here. He helped me out a ton. And then like Michael Byrne and Dan Truman were texting me. They weren't able to make it out, but they were texting me, telling me kind of some advice. Everyone in my inner circle helps me out a ton, and is Team Kade Johnson. And it really does show, and it really helps me, and it impacts my result a lot.
And then anything else? I think last year you did the post about, you always learn something about when you're here. I guess anything on the bike, off the bike. What did you highlights? What did you learn? Just what's it like being here? Like you said, maybe for the last time, just taking it all in, I guess.
Yeah, man, this race is awesome. Last year, it was unfortunate. I got sick, and so I was not able to show any of the capabilities that I had, which was really unfortunate. But this year, obviously, went a lot better. It's just learning. I mean, learning and riding with other fast people. I do have to give credit to my my opponents, I guess you will, and the fact that they're all really great riders, and we're all making each other better by pushing each other. So learning from that, learning how to get faster, learning how to be smoother, learning how to go faster longer than motos, just all that good stuff. And another thing that I would like to point out is how much better my starts and first lap speed were this year. That it tremendously increased, and it set me up in way better positions, especially later on in the week. It set me up in better positions to where I can work my magic from there. So I would say that those few things.
Yeah, the start yesterday was good. What gate picks did you get earlier in the week? I can't remember off the top of my head. Do you know?
42 was the first one, which is a little bit heartbreaking. But I mean, that moto it was kind of just unfortunate moto all around. If it wasn't for that one, I probably would have got a podium or a second at least. So I got but my suspension was also way too soft in that moto. So I mean, who knows? But I got 42nd, and the next moto I got a 9. And notoriously, I don't know what the odds are, but I don't know how I've had such bad gate chips in my career at Loretta Lynn's. But you know, it's just learning. I mean, I get the ability to come to the pack, and other people don't. So it's just growing and learning and be better for the pros. So, but once I got that 9, I realized that the momentum was swinging, and it was my time to shine. So then from that moto on, I just kept getting better and better.
And then anything else like to add about the week?
No, it was a good week. We're ready to go for Ironman.
All right, Diesel Thomas here, Loretta Lynn's Ranch. Walk us through your week here.
My week was pretty good. I had some good starts at the beginning of the week, and then it kind of started to slip a little bit throughout the week. So, I mean, I kind of had to fight through the pack, my second and third motos. But I ended up with a 5th overall in 250 Pro Sport and a 3rd overall in Open Pro Sport. So, can't really complain too much. Just got a few things to go back to Moto Sandbox and work on. And, yeah, we're going to come out swinging at Minios.
I'll say so. I feel like last year you had a big win. Was 450B, right?
Yes, sir. Last year I won 450B and 450B Limited.
Yeah, so then you come out here and I was like, all right, where's he going to stack up against the A guys, the Pro Sport guys? Dude, I feel like you held your own pretty damn good.
Yeah, I worked really, really hard all summer long at Moto Sandbox with my trainer, Ben Riddle and Jason Baker. But yeah, it was pretty good. I was pretty stoked with my performance. I mean, obviously I want to win, but can't complain too much.
Yeah, I feel like great starts, lap times look good, like steady throughout the moto. Yeah, and then the whole shot, I feel like, what was it, the first moto, and you had a little mistake while leading, right?
Yeah, I very first moto of the week, 250 Pro Sport, I pulled a sick hole shot, was leading like the first 2 laps, and then the Storyland triple leaving the Storyland section is super, super slick, and I kind of got on the gas a little too hard and did a 360 going off the face. So it's whatever. You learn from it, and you just move on.
Yeah, I feel like that was like, oh man, I was like, I hope he gets another good start. Like, I want to see what he's gotten. And yeah, you had some good results. I guess takeaways, like, obviously different from last year because you didn't win titles, but do you feel like you rode well enough? Like, you made a huge step from last year, even though it's a different class, different everything, but you can tell you've made progress, right?
Yes, sir, absolutely, yeah. I definitely feel like I went in the right direction. I mean, last year I feel like quite a bit better than a lot of the racers in the B class, so it was pretty easy. But this year I definitely learned a lot more, and definitely a lot easier to point out the flaws. So yeah, just got to go back and work on them.
Okay, so what anything specific you can point out to, like, hey, I want to focus on this or that for maybe Ironman even next weekend?
Yes, sir. Sprint speed at the beginning of the motos, like just the very first probably 3 to 4 laps, I slip a little bit, and that's where I sometimes throughout the motos I'd get passed 3 or 4 times the first 3-4 laps. But I don't know, it's just like a light switch would turn on like lap 4, and I'd drop probably 2 seconds and then start charging forward and charge the rest of the moto. And like I felt like my fitness was like amazing. Like I could almost watch like a lot of the guys in front of me get tired. So that was nice. That was a good feeling to know that my fitness is there. It's just I have to work on sprint speed. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and I was going to say, we had the Lightning moto, I think, on Thursday, right?
Yes, sir.
They cut your moto short. A little bit of adversity with that. What, I guess, like, the struggles in the heat and everything, just how do you deal with all that stuff that, you know, everybody runs into here? It's bad gate picks here, it's lightning happens, just stuff like that.
Yes, sir, yeah.
How do you deal with all that?
I mean, obviously the lightning, you know, you can't really control. So I was pretty mad, though, because I think they called it on lap 8. And that's where I really start to turn it up and make like those last few passes at the end of the moto when those guys start to fall off. But yeah, I mean, not much you can do with that, but just kind of gotta, I guess, hope that stuff like that doesn't happen and just, yeah, keep charging the whole moto.
What was your gate pick when you got the whole shot in the first moto? I can't remember.
My gate picks, I had, oh my goodness, this race specifically, my gate picks are always terrible. Like I'm pretty sure I don't pick better than like 30, but this year I picked 6 both times, so
okay.
it was pretty nice.
I wasn't sure if it was a lucky draw and you got a good spot, or if you just somehow got a good whole shot.
Yeah, oh,
nice.
Definitely lucky, definitely lucky.
All right, so pretty good week for you on the track. Any highlights off the track? Going in the creek, hanging out with people. What was a big fun thing you did this week?
Probably, yeah, hanging out with my buddies over at Munn Racing, just chilling in the creek after motos, playing football. But yeah, I mean, I kind of just hung out around here most of the week, saving energy. Nothing too crazy.
Tossing football or playing Madden?
Tossing football.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add about the week?
No, I mean, just ready for next year. Ready to come back next year and kill it even better.
The SMX Next program, you did that this year. Supercross and Motocross. What's, you know, takeaways from that so far, and then things you can, I guess we have one next weekend, but look forward to next year and say, hey, I really want to focus on this, and just, I guess it's a stepping stone and learning and everything. So what's so far, what do you think of the events?
I love them. My very first one was a few weeks ago at Redbud, and I had some bike problems. I couldn't really control boiling fuel, stuff like that. Bike wasn't running right, but I showed great speed there, great endurance. I know I can do better than what I did at Redbud, but yeah, it's really cool to like see kind of like how the pro schedule is, and like even in between our 2 qualifying sessions, the pros do press day, and I noticed when I went out there in qualifying 2 at Redbud, there was some pro lines, and they kind of caught me off guard because they're just so much different. But yeah, I really like the SMX Next program a lot. It's a very good learning program, like on your way to the pros, and I think it also kind of helps helps the rider stay safer in the long run, and just you're a little more ready, I guess, when you move up to the pro class.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, like I've gone to a couple of those combine events. In the morning practice sessions and motos, it's like amateur lines from all the amateur racing, and then you guys go after the press day, and now it's completely different lines, different tracks.
Oh yeah, it caught me so off guard, because I thought it was going to be like relatively the same, but it was completely different. And
then one thing I just thought of, so when you're here as a younger kid, like, was there one rider you always looked up to? I know everybody kind of watches day classes, but anybody you could point out, like, oh, I remember watching this kid here, or remember this kid in person, anything like that?
I try and look up to like Levi Kitchen and Joe Shimoda and like Ken Roxon. Those are probably my 3. I ride with them every day, and I try and like pick up on like the little things and follow them when I can. And but yeah, mainly right now I'm trying to mimic Levi and Ken Roxon.
All right, Landon Gibson here. Walk us through your week at Loretta Lynn's.
Yeah, you know, I had an all right week. I was 3rd in the 250 Pro Sport, and then I think I was 5th overall with a 5.11.3, which is kind of crazy scores in the Open Pro Sport. But yeah, just need to be a little bit better, need to be more consistent, need to get better starts, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you mentioned the 5.11.3. The second moto shortened because of lightning. I feel like you kind of suffered from that, because I don't know where you were off the start, but you're one of those guys that charges late into the race. You probably were going to like make a lot of passes up late. What's thoughts on the shortened moto? Obviously, it's a safety reason, but you're probably bummed out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely bummed out. I honestly did not expect it at all, because I was just getting going. Everyone else was just getting a little tired. And I seen a whole group in front of me, and I'm like, all right, this is my time. Like, I'm ready to go. Let's go. And I see the checker flag come out, and I'm like, oh, my God, I don't even know what place I am, dude. And I came off, and I seen that I wasn't in the top 10. I'm like, oh, I go to my mechanic. He's like, you're 11th, dude. I'm like, God, that sucks, bro. So, yeah, wasn't good for sure.
Yeah, so that's obviously in the middle of the week, but obviously, like, pretty strong ride, and like we've mentioned, the fitness. I feel like your fitness was really good last year, just a little bit, like I feel like you crashed a little bit more, maybe a little bit inconsistent. What did you do in the last 12 months? Because it's like your speed's there, you're even faster, but now you're more consistent. Starts are a little better, can work on those, but I feel like you've taken such a step. You know, what can you contribute that to? Like, you're a little bit bigger maybe body-wise, and you're growing into your body a little bit, but what can you really point to? Because you're just like so much, like you can tell there's a huge step.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like there's numerous of reasons. I feel like one of the biggest reasons for me is bike setup. I got my suspension dialed in this year. I got it exactly how I like it. And I feel like I'm mentally just a little bit stronger. My body, I'm kind of maturing, growing into it. And I think that's where the fitness comes in. I'm at like the peakest point right now in my fitness. And yeah, I think that's where it comes into these combines, even the 25 plus 2s. I'm still there the last few laps. So I feel like that's where it comes in, yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned speed and fitness and everything. Obviously, no titles. Are you walking home? I feel like last year you were kind of frustrated with your week. Like, obviously, bigger class, everything this year. Stiffer competition, guys with more experience. Are you walking out of here with your head held high this year? Or, I guess, how are you, you know, like I said, just gotten so much better, but no titles. So is it still like a win for you, like mentally? Or how do you, I guess, take the week?
I mean, yeah, last year I was definitely frustrated walking out of here. And I just didn't really have what I wanted last year. And necessarily I didn't have what I wanted this year. I mean, the results weren't really like nothing crazy, but I'm happy with my riding. I feel good. And I feel like that's the biggest thing for me. As long as I feel good, I'm riding good, I know that I can put myself up front. I do, and then I'll win for sure.
And then you mentioned suspension being a big thing. Is that just maybe stiffer because you're going faster, or like finding something that just, I guess, works to you? Can you like contribute, or I guess provide any insight on like suspension when you said you kind of got that better?
Yeah, I mean, I actually I went to stock stuff from the A kit, and it just works better. I mean, that's all I know. I did testing with both, and I like it better. I like the way, I guess it fits my riding style more. So yeah, it's what works for me.
Yeah, and I think I asked you during this next Supercross a little bit. You're training with Justin Barsha, like guys that are a lot older, a lot more experience. What's it like at the test track, being able to lean off those guys and everything? And you know, I'm sure you just BS them a little bit, but it looked like you're having fun too, like you're doing wheelies and stuff. What's that like at the track, the mindset and the mentality, and you know, have fun, but also you're there to work?
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's honestly, I feel like it's a big advantage for me to be there. I've got all the guys helping me, Chase Sexton especially. Me and him are like boys. He helps me a lot every day. He'll tell me stuff, you know, he'll mess with me a little bit here and there. He'll be like, what are you doing today, or stuff like that. But no, it's good help because we have Ryder D there as well. And we just have a few other guys, and I feel like it's a big help because I'm able to push and see their speed, and then I see my speed to them, and I see the place they get at the races, and I think, well, I could be there too. So, yeah, I think it's a big help.
And then I think last year, I don't know how much you can go into it, but last year I was trying to walk around the pits to get interviews. I saw you having like a real long heart-to-heart with Daniel Blair. I know obviously he's not working with you guys anymore, he's with Club MX now, but you know, can you, I guess you don't have to go into crazy details, but what was that conversation like with him? Because it looked like I said, I walked by 2 or 3 times, just happened to pass it by, and you guys were, I know you're frustrated about your week, and he's, right. You know, he's been a big part of your help the last couple of years. Can you just explain a little bit about what that conversation was like, and just kind of, you know, working with him? I know he was not with you now, but he was a big part of your, you know, progression the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, from what I remember we were talking about, he was like, dude, like, you know where you belong, you know where you are. He's like, don't get frustrated. He's like, I know it's not what you wanted. It's not what I wanted for you. And then pretty much he was just telling me that stuff, and he was just telling me like things to work on back at training, like things to do to help me. And I had the combine the next weekend, I believe, just like I do this weekend, this coming weekend, Ironman. And he was just telling me stuff to do, go work on during the week for the coming weekend last year that we have this year. And we were pretty much just talking about that, and then yeah, it was just personal stuff, you know.
You mentioned the combine next weekend. What's up with that? I guess expectation-wise, obviously you had the really good ride at Redbud, had the bike blow up at the end there, second moto, but are you looking for redemption? I guess walk us through like kind of thoughts heading into that race.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking to put myself up front and do the same thing I did at Redbud. I was 30 seconds out front at Redbud. So if I do that same thing, I can promise I'll be happy with it.
Yeah, and kind of going back, like we mentioned, Super Mini a couple years ago, Daytona, then you went to Big Bike, skip Loretta's. Racers, we always want to do better. We always do do better looking forward ahead. I guess, do you ever reflect on like how far you've come the last 2 years? And like, do you think about that? And I guess, how do you, like a week like this where it's not perfect, but it's so much better, and like you lost to Timmerman, but the guy's probably going to win the Horizon. You won all but one moto. Like,
Right.
There's guys that are really good. Like, how do you, I guess, not deal with losing, but like, how do you just grow and get better mentally, physically, everything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when I get like frustrated and stuff, obviously I get frustrated just because I want to win. That's just what's in me. But then I look back where I was 2 years ago, and I really wasn't expected to win, you know. And now I'm expecting myself to win, and I have a lot of people behind me expecting me to win. And I feel like it's just, I've taken a big step, that's for sure.
Yeah, and so the Combine next weekend, then do you have any insight on what's after that? I guess what's next, maybe the next couple months or anything like that?
Yeah, so I'll be racing the Combine next weekend, and then I believe I'll be doing the last 2 outdoor nationals, which is Unadilla, and then Budds Creek will be the last one. So.
Man, that'll be pretty cool. Do you have any idea pro number yet for those, or no?
Yeah, I think the pro number is going to be 723, so back to my original number from when I started as a kid.
Okay, yeah, and then that's the number you got when you first got in the big bike, right? Right back to it, yeah.
Yes, sir, right back to it. So we'll see what happens.
Man, that'll be awesome. Another fast kid to watch out for. So I know you're probably locked in and stuff.
Yeah.
Walking around the pits, like, did you have anything like point out to you, like, man, this is cool, or see anybody that you hadn't seen in years, or I don't know, jump in the creek or anything that stuck out to you aside from the racing?
I mean, yeah, floating down the creek, that was awesome. Went to Loretta's, like, I don't know, maybe a country store thing across her house, and there's a tunnel in there. It's pretty cool as well. Yeah, just a few things outside of it that was fun.